Morning Blitz begins now.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
Maybe. It's been an odd start to the day, I'm not going to lie. Get here, and about 20 minutes after getting here, I had something come over me. Maybe it was the coffee, but although I have that every morning, but I had the very elusive pre-show poop, which is a sign of a good day.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. But then shortly after that, I went to the fridge and I grabbed my yogurt that I brought with me. And I opened up the yogurt, and as Emily put it here earlier, one of our coworkers, it looked like the start of a yeast infection. So I didn't eat the yogurt.
Oh, no.
And then I know, right? We're on the downturn. Bad start to the day.
Yeah, that did not look good.
No, it did not look good at all. And then I go to throw it away in the kitchen, and it turns out someone brought in a brand new unopened box of Swiss cake rolls. So we had Swiss cake rolls for breakfast. We're back on top, people.
All right.
Excellent.
So as of right now...
You're welcome.
Yeah, right. Oh, was that you?
Yeah, it was me. Who do you think?
Well,
who do you think I'm married
little
to?
Debbie supply is right here, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he does?
He's a food distributor, and he.
You just get a
Little
lifetime
Debbie's.
supply of Little Debbie's
Pretty
all
much.
the time?
That's right. Anytime you want.
I did not know that.
Talk about a
Anytime
fringe
I
benefit.
want.
That is, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to have to sit down and have a little chatty chat.
I bring him in every so often.
I am
don't
unaware.
Yeah.
That cost for those Hamilton tickets just went up. That much right now.
You're usually pretty good if somebody makes a request, too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I also want to start something off on a great note for you, Kelly.
Yes.
Because I heard that you are quite the fan of Year of the Cat.
Oh, yeah, Mo, it's my husband's favorite song of all time.
Oh, okay.
I love it, too.
Oh,
but, yeah.
Awesome. I got a little treat to start your Friday for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, take a listen. Little yacht rock, can't go wrong.
Come as you are, as you were.
Yeah.
As I want you to be, as a friend.
It's scary how good it fits.
It sounds so good.
Bill McClintock is the master of the mashup.
Take your time, hurry up.
A little coffee on the boat early in the morning. I would totally jam to this.
As a friend, as I know memory.
It fits so good. That's great.
That's so good.
McClintock
treat.
is here.
I'm gonna add that to the playlist, the boat playlist for sure. Yeah, let's get going on a Friday. Blitz morning trivia. Thick, what you got for us?
All right, $25 to waterbeds and stuff. Just be the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. This iconic San Francisco home just sold for $6 million from what TV show? So it's the iconic house from a TV show in San Francisco just sold for $6 million. Tell us the TV show first at 99700. Score the gift card.
Let's get that answer for Blitz morning trivia.
All right, we asked what iconic house just sold in San Francisco for $6 million from what TV show? It's an iconic house from a TV show. What is the TV show?
Whatever happened to the
Full House. Yeah, $6 million, and like all the houses that you see on TV, the front of the house that you see on the TV is real.
Right.
That's the actual house. The inside in the scenes is actually
The
a
studio.
Hollywood set.
Right.
But funny, the guy who used to own it was the creator of the show. It was his house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Oh no, I was thinking of the Breaking Bad house.
Oh.
She got sick and she just sold the house not that long ago for like $4 million. She
I'd
couldn't
be
take it
tired of
anymore.
people throwing pizzas on my roof.
Yeah.
Like, hard pass.
What?
I don't need that aggravation in my life.
I agree.
But you could turn it into an Airbnb.
Yes.
Well, he lived there for years. He sold it in 2020 for $5 million, and then that guy just sold it for $6 million. So good investment. And great card from Utico was the first one to text in the correct answer and won $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
You got it, dude. The Library of Congress just announced the additions for the National Recording Registry. It's something they do every year where they pick out historical and cultural significant music to kind of put away forever, basically. That will always be a part of the collection. And this year, pretty good list. This year going in, you've got Miles Davis, Bitches Brew.
I never got the jazz thing.
I won't necessarily sit down and chill with a jazz album, but Miles Davis is amazing, for sure. I can appreciate what they do.
He's like the Godfather of jazz.
Pretty much, yeah.
King or whatever.
Yep.
You've got Diana Krall. I think then you'll understand jazz. She's incredible.
Really? Okay.
Oh, she's so good.
Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle.
Fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit.
Yeah.
What a great song. Oh.
Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On, of course. Also going into the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry is Amy Winehouse's Back to Black.
Tried to make me go to rehab. I said no.
I haven't watched that Amy Winehouse movie yet. I'm a big fan of like musical biopics. I haven't watched that one yet, though. I'm very curious as to how it is. I want to check it out.
I can tell you how it ends.
Wow. No spoilers, please. Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Can't argue with that one.
No, not at all. Little shout out to Lin-Manuel and my brother who helped bring this to light. Hamilton's original cast album is going into the National Registry.
And I am not thrown away, nah, shot. I am not thrown away, nah, shot. And you are just like
Coming to Columbus
I'm young,
in...
scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Good job. Yeah, you want to check it? Come to Columbus in July, right?
July, yes.
Yeah, if you want to check that out. And this is kind of interesting. Also going into the National Recording Registry is Brian Eno's Microsoft Windows reboot chime.
Wow.
Remember rebooting your computer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sort of. I feel like the AOL sound is a little more something I would be like, that should be in the National Registry.
Is it? It might already
Maybe
be.
it already
Yeah,
is.
it might already be. I mean,
It might eventually be. Well, AOL, yeah, that was before Windows 95, wasn't it? Yeah.
I mean,
AOL was around before
honestly, I
1995.
don't recognize that sound.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, yeah. I remember rebooting the computer.
Well, I mean, it was 2 years before 97, so you only had 2 years of it. At least being new or being the one available.
Yeah.
Maybe I recognize it now. Maybe it's just because you played it.
I wouldn't be surprised if You've Got Mail is already in there.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting that they'll put sounds in there.
Yeah.
With the music.
Yeah.
So, there you go. This year's entries for the National Recording Registry, 99.7 The Blitz.
The Morning Blitz with Goose, Kelly, and Thick Rick. Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Well, this is kind of interesting. I think it's the first time this happened for our not so breaking news. Not only is it a double WTF, what the Florida, but both stories coming out of Sarasota.
Ooh.
Sarasota having themselves a little bit of a moment. First story coming from Polk County Middle School, where an assistant principal was just arrested after she had a 13-year-old male student rub her feet in her office.
Can't do that.
You're not allowed to do that. I understand. It's a tough job. I understand. You're working the halls. You're trying to keep things, moving along. Get to class, kids. Let's go. Why are you in the hallways? You're spending your day walking the halls of the school, but you can't have a student rub your feet.
What was the conversation
Yes.
that led to this?
Well, here's the thing. Not only did she have him rub her feet, apparently she was rubbing on his arm, and referring to him, the 13-year-old student, as sexy chocolate.
Okay.
All right.
You're gross now. I understand what's happening now. I thought before maybe he was in-school suspension and he got a day off if he rubbed her feet or something.
No.
Sounds
No.
like grooming over here.
Yeah, while
that's what
passing
it
him in the
was.
hallways, used to refer to him as sexy chocolate, and obviously straight up crossing the line, as the detectives have put it.
Okay, you're in the wrong business, lady.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, as a form of punishment, maybe. Rub my feet. You have to rub my feet.
No.
Oh, no, you can't do that either.
Don't
No.
ask my kid to rub your feet. I don't care what he did.
Here they are talking about it.
She had a 13-year-old child that was at her school rub her feet. She didn't think he was massaging them the right way, so she massaged his arms and then made the statement like, this will help teach you foreplay for when you have a girlfriend. We calmed the parents down and said, look, she's going to be held accountable for this outrageous conduct.
Held accountable? I hope.
Yeah.
Well, you should be in jail, lady.
I mean, as Vincent Vega put it in Pulp Fiction, a foot rub means something.
Yes,
That's
it
right.
does.
You can't
That's
just
right.
you can't just go willy-nilly rubbing people's feet, not thinking it doesn't mean anything.
No matter how well you got your technique down.
That's right. Second story out of Sarasota, Florida. We had one yesterday about some college kids that have been locked in their apartment for like 4 days because there are 2 attack geese hanging out on their street. The assumption is that the geese have a nest somewhere, and anyone who walks down the street, these geese are attacking them, flying at them, pecking at them. And we all thought, or at least Thick and I thought, if that were to happen to us, snatching that goose by the neck,
Yeah.
slamming it to the ground, or kicking the hell out of its body. I'm not getting taken down by a goose. However, this story is a little bit different, as a woman is having problems outside of her business because there are a pair of nesting hawks that are attacking people as they walk down the sidewalk.
Thick can punch him out of the air, I think.
I don't know about that. Vic,
I would try.
You would try?
I mean, you're going to attack me. I got to try to do something.
The news station sent out a reporter. This reporter went out in a riot gear helmet. No lie. Take a listen to the reporter out on the street.
I will tell you, it's not often you come to work dressed like this, but this isn't a metaphor for something. I was actually hit in the head today by a hawk. Thankfully, I was wearing this helmet, and I have a gash in the top of the helmet to prove I was hit by the hawk. But on the serious side, these hawks have become a real problem for Odalis Hayes and her family. Here it comes, incoming! People in the newsroom may have thought I was joking today when I put on a riot helmet to cover a story about a bird. But the attack was no joke.
No. In fact, the business owner's son was out and about walking into the business, and the hawk came down, and he was a bald man. He had a couple gashes on his head from the talons.
I'm assuming you're not allowed to shoot him.
Probably not. I mean, these aren't like bald eagles, but they're majestic hawks. That's for certain. And they said, once the eggs are hatched, you can then move the nest. But they tried it last year, and the hawks came back. So I don't know if that's their favorite nesting spot or what, but she is most certainly having issues, and will be until these eggs hatch. Ooh.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't leave orphans. You can't do it. It's too mean.
Yep. Can't. I'm trying to think of this lady is doing the news interview with an umbrella.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to walk around with an umbrella for a few weeks.
And this is this woman's business, right?
Right.
That's who it's impacting.
Yes.
I don't know. You got to do something.
Do you put up signs in your parking lot? Like, be warned when you get out of your car.
Yeah.
Bring an umbrella or run to the front door because you got to let people know.
Or come meet people out in their car with an umbrella.
And
escort
walk them in. Yeah. Because if I get to a business and I just lottie-ding through the parking lot and all of a sudden I'm getting attacked on the head with a hawk, I am not going to be happy.
Well, I love they called the police to come out and investigate to see what they could do, and as soon as the officer walked up, immediately that hawk dove by.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And what are they going to do?
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing for them to do. So if you're heading down to Sarasota, Florida, keep an eye out for attack hawks and predatory assistant principals. 99.7 The Blitz.
Everything is awful.
Yeah, we're going to do a new segment called Man, That's Just Awful.
Okay.
Food and Wine just recently did a big story on food mashups, and they visited a seafood place in Charleston, South Carolina. And this restaurant has a new dessert called Smoisters. Yep. It's disgusting.
Smoisters.
Just what you think it is.
What I think is oysters and something I don't know.
Sma.
What's the only kind of food you can think? Let me make it a little more narrow for you. It's a dessert.
Oh, s'mores?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Smoisters. Oysters on the half shell, topped with Hershey's chocolate, crumbled graham cracker, and a cracker, and a tiny marshmallow, which they torch the marshmallow to brown.
Why would you do that?
I don't understand.
I assure you that 0 people asked for this.
Right. The restaurant's called Fleet Landing. The manager said they were just trying to come up with...
It's called for rent.
Manager says they're trying to come up with something different and realized that no one was doing dessert oysters because no one asked for dessert oysters.
That is sick.
Ugh.
Is there some kind of disease you could have where your taste buds are all screwed up that would make you want something like this?
I do know that people that enjoy like the super hot stuff, you can burn off your taste buds.
Really?
Yeah. But, I mean, are you a fan of oysters?
No.
Thick?
Yeah, I like oysters, but
do you
not
really?
with s'mores.
No. I've had them one time and
I can't even think about it.
I remember biting into this or taking the bite of oyster on the saltine cracker, and the saltine cracker just, when I bit down, the saltine cracker snapped in half, so what I did was I bit into the oyster, and it was just like right in the mouth, and I was, yeah, can't do it.
Okay, how about this? There's something called taste bud sickness that refers to various conditions affecting your sense of taste. So I think the restaurant owner has taste bud sickness.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Because that's the only person who would come up with Smoisters. Even the name.
No.
Smoisters.
I'm not interested. No.
Smoisters. You want some of this Smoister?
Oh,
Kind of sounds dirty. It does.
It does. It's exactly what it sounds like.
You can't look at me like that when you do that.
I'm picturing just a short-haired old lady with one of those long, thin cigarettes, drinking at drinking at the bar, like just straight whiskey in a rocks glass.
Hey,
She's like, you want some of this Smoister?
Oh, God.
And she's just looking you in your soul, right in your eyes when she says it.
Come over here, Dark Moto.
Come give me some of that Smoister.
Oh, no.
God. Okay. This is completely awful story number 2. There is a middle-aged man in central China who recently showed up at the hospital with a bad cough that just wouldn't go away. He tried cough syrup, he tried cough medicine, tried lozenges, nothing was working. And his eyes were also getting really bloodshot. So the doctors did some scans and they found a mass in his lower right lung, which obviously was a bit concernicus. You're not supposed to have masses in your lungs. But it turns out it wasn't cancer. He actually had a serious fungal infection in his lungs.
Ooh.
And they were trying to figure out how he got a fungal infection in his lungs. Well, it turns out he admitted he had gotten into the habit of smelling his socks after work right before he tossed them in the laundry. So basically, he had athlete's lung.
From his athlete's feet?
From his athlete's feet. Wow. He inhaled fungal spores or whatever that landed in his lungs, and he ended up with these masses athlete's lung.
Oh, my God.
Have you ever been inclined to smell your own socks?
No, not really.
I just never crossed my mind to do that.
No. I mean, maybe once in a blue moon, but definitely not on a regular basis.
I mean, if you were smelling something and you were trying to figure out where it was coming from,
right?
Maybe, but just daily, no.
I think. In fact, I know last week when I was getting dressed, I grabbed a pair of socks that were kind of folded up, and I was like, "Oh, that's how I wrap my clean socks." But they weren't like in the clean sock pile, and I was like, "Wait, are these clean?" So I gave him the sniff test, and I was like, "Oh, okay, those are clean."
Your eyes are kind of bloodshot.
Do I have athlete's lung?
You might.
Yeah, all right. Well, start taking that fungal medication. Yeah, that's just awful.
Gosh.
Absolutely awful. 99.7 The Blitz.
Hey, you want a s'more? S'more what? No, you want a s'more. I haven't had anything yet, so how can I have some more of nothing? Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Ooh, I don't know if you saw this video, but 3 adults and 3 children are dead after a helicopter crash into the Hudson River. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says a pilot and a family visiting from Spain were on board the chopper. Some 15 minutes after takeoff yesterday, the helicopter lost control, fell right out of the sky, crashed into the Hudson. 4 victims pronounced dead at the scene. 2 more died at the hospital. China this morning has punched back with its own tariffs of 125% on all U.S. goods in response to President Trump's tariff increases. China's State Council says, quote, if the U.S. insists on substantively damaging China's interests, China will firmly retaliate and fight to the end. The new Chinese tariffs effective starting tomorrow. Donald Trump on Wednesday imposed tariffs of 145% on all Chinese goods. Now, according to the Washington Post, China's economy is struggling with a property market slump, high youth unemployment, and weak domestic spending. And its economy is reliant on exports right now. So as much as China is fighting back, some experts say it may not be in the driver's seat in this tariff war. Well, some interesting new information has come out on the situation with Jillian Schreiner, the wife of Weezer bassist Scott Schreiner. Now, we know she walked out of her home this week, pulled a gun on police officers who were searching the neighborhood for 3 hit-and-run suspects. So she had nothing to do with the police situation, but for some reason she was in her backyard with a 9mm, pointed a gun at officers, and they repeatedly demanded she drop the weapon. She did not comply. They shot and wounded her, and she was treated at the hospital, arrested for attempted murder, posted $1 million bond. Okay, so we have found out a little bit of new information. Number 1, investigators say they do have video evidence and a bullet casing that shows she did fire her gun 1 time. We've also found out that she's currently undergoing treatment for cancer, that she had 2 back-to-back surgeries last month, including a hysterectomy for which she was currently recovering from at home. So she's recovering from a hysterectomy and has something...
Pain meds?
Maybe. I feel like you could claim that she maybe had a reaction.
Was she high? I mean...
That's what I
don't know.
Yeah. Was she doing some drugs?
She's got, like I said, recovering from 2 separate surgeries and is undergoing cancer treatment. So you've got a cocktail of things going on inside this woman's body. So that could explain something. I don't know. But another new piece of information is Weezer is absolutely still playing Coachella tomorrow.
That's crazy.
I know.
That is what?
Yes.
Your wife is on attempted murder charges.
Yeah, home, recovering from a gunshot wound and a hysterectomy and is going through cancer treatment.
That seems like a right time to be like, I would be understanding as a ticket holder if you said, sorry, guys, we can't make it this year. Have to take care of some family issues. I'd be like, okay.
There's got to be a good bassist out there who could take your place for one performance.
You would think.
Yeah,
You'd think.
Who wants to play a festival where it's going to be 103 degrees? Can you imagine Sonic Temple at 103 degrees?
No, but I mean, it's Coachella. They're going to be having a blast anyway.
We used to do a festival when I worked at a station up in Michigan. They had the Faster Horses Festival, which was in the middle of the summer, and out at Michigan International Speedway. And you had those days where it got 100, and it was just
Well, I can remember Rock on the Range when it was
thanks.
80 and it was so friggin' hot.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. What
thank
about
you.
Burning Man in the middle of the desert in August?
Insane.
no.
Yeah, it's wild.
No, thank you.
All right, those are your 3 things.
All right, we are 1 month away from Sonic Temple. Cannot wait for that huge 4-day festival. If you haven't picked up your tickets yet, or maybe they're just a bit out of the price range, which one can happen. They're expensive tickets. We got your chance to win 4-day stadium GA passes. Plus, you can get registered for the custom Sonic Temple themed guitar from our friends at Bud Light as well on our tour to the temple. The next stop tonight, Tavern 62 in Harrisburg from 8 to 10 with Ronnie. And then tomorrow, super excited, I'm going to be out and about with the Blitz for the very first time. Would love for you to come hang out. Pizza Cottage and Tipton Tavern from 3 to 5 in Powell. So come on out. You can get registered every 30 minutes. So the earlier you get there, the more chances you have. And would love to hang out with you. So come on out to Pizza Cottage and Tipton Tavern from 3 to 5. Speaking of concerts and prices, we've all seen concert ticket prices go up and up and up. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fees that are now being charged through Ticketmaster or through third parties and things like that. But you're thinking these bands must absolutely be killing it when they do a show. Well, actually, not so much. Sure, we heard the reports after, I think it was like 20 months on tour, the Eras Tour with Taylor Swift, the highest grossing tour of all time. She personally walked away, I think, with like $1.6 billion or something from that tour. I mean, something ridiculous. Now, granted, she's selling out football stadiums across the world for 20 months. But your average tour, you're out and about for half a year or whatever. Maybe you're playing like a larger theater or like, one of those outdoor pavilions like Kemba Live or something like that. There's a recent breakdown. CBS looked at a band, Something Corporate, and they're out and about doing a show. They did a recent show, and the band set the ticket price at $56. That's what the band set it at. But once you add in the fees and various things, it went to $70 per ticket. So the show had the potential to generate about $200,000 in ticket sales for that one show. But right off the top, they had to pay nearly $104,000 in costs related to the venue, stage-hands, things like that. So just slightly over half, right off the top, gone. Leaves just under $100,000. Band doesn't get their cut yet. Commissions, fees, payroll. The band's management takes a quarter of the money. The band's crew takes another quarter of the money. All said and done, Something Corporate makes about $10 per ticket.
From $70?
From $70, the band gets $10 a ticket. Now, not only that, but if you're in a band, 3, 4, 5 members.
Right. Split.
Yeah. $2 a ticket. I mean, and if you're selling, let's just call it, I don't know, 5,000 seats or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like you're walking away with
each guy's getting
boatload of money.
$10,000.
Yeah, which isn't bad for a night's work, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's not some astronomical amount of money, and you're definitely only getting a small portion of those ticket sales. The same thing can be said for records. There are albums that when you buy an album, they're getting pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. When it was vinyl, out of vinyl records used to be like $17, $18.
Right.
And the band got $1.
Right.
It's like movies. The movie theater only gets $1 of that $12 that you pay.
They make all their money off concessions.
Yeah.
That's why they want you to buy the concessions. And it always made me wonder when you go out and about, if you go to a bar and you see these cover bands play, you got a group of friends doing their cover music, and this, on a Saturday night at the bar. I was a DJ forever. I DJ'd a bunch of these bars. So they're paying a few $100s for a DJ to come in. It works out. You're making $40, $50 an hour, which is nice.
Do you get like a piece of the door, or how do they pay you?
Some of the bigger name DJs, but if you just work, if you're just a regular old mobile DJ or whatever, and you have a residency at the local corner bar on a Saturday night or a nightclub, no, you just get your flat fee of however much. But a band, you've got, again, 3, 4, 5 members up there. What's the bar paying? $600, $700, $800, $1,000. You're jamming out for 4 or 5 hours, making $100.
That's a labor of love at that point.
Oh, absolutely. Did Charlie ever? He's a guitar player.
He's a guitar player.
Was he in a band that did the Friday night things?
No, he never did that.
Okay.
He played within the worship band at our church, but he never played out. He never did the band thing.
Okay,
but he could because he's excellent.
I'm not
kidding.
You.
He's so good.
I believe you.
I'm bringing in some of his music. I'm going to make you listen to it.
Okay, you do that.
Okay.
I wonder what kind of cut Metallica's getting, because this current 72 Seasons tour, they're grossing $6 million per show.
Who's that?
Metallica.
Oh.
So this show at Sonic Temple, Metallica will gross, again, you got to pay everybody and everything, but they're going to gross $6 million for this show at Sonic Temple.
Yeah?
Six apiece,
when you're
that's the total. Yeah.
When you're that big.
Right, and they got a huge road crew. I mean, they got multiple semis are traveling and set up and all of that.
They're going to be paying out a lot.
Yeah.
For sure. So, when you get mad at ticket prices, don't get mad at the band. get mad at all the third party and Ticketmaster and all the fees that are kicked into that for sure. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time. Rock and Rumble. Kelly versus Goose.
On the Blitz.
Let's go. Let's put on the boxing gloves as we roll into the weekend, Kelly.
All right.
It is another Rock and Rumble challenge. Kelly versus Goose. This time up for grabs. All Out War Motorsports tickets. We need 2 contestants right now. 800-821-9970. One will be represented by Kelly. One will be represented by me, Goose. And one of you is going to get tickets for All Out War Motorsports going down September 13th at historic Crew Stadium. The Ultimate Cars Show, drift competition, imports, muscle cars, lifted trucks, classics. They got it all. Great day to head on out if you enjoy automobiles. And that is why today's Rock and Rumble is what, Thick?
Car slogans. I give you the slogan, you tell me the brand.
Oh.
Car slogans.
Okay. So if you're a fan of, like, Mad Men and advertising, then this will be right up your alley.
Okay, I know zero about cars, but maybe I've seen the ads.
I'll tell you what, I'm not much of a car person either.
Okay,
so
all right. So we just equal head to head.
Let's get a couple of contestants on the phone. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
This is Lonnie. Lonnie Reynolds.
Ronnie. All right, Ronnie, since you called first, do you want to be represented by Goose or Kelly?
Goose.
All right. Perfect.
I think it's Lonnie, too.
Well,
is it?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
That's all right.
First name that comes to me.
That's fine.
You don't like women. I get it, Lonnie.
Was it Lonnie or Ronnie?
No. Oh, come on.
Was it Lonnie or Ronnie?
I like Ronnie.
Ronnie.
And you.
All right.
Moving along. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Hi, this is Anna.
Anna. All right, Anna. You're going to be represented by Kelly. So it's the guys versus the girls here. And someone is going to win All Out War Motorsports tickets. And I hate to be a heartbreaker. Usually, we're sitting on like a couple pair of tickets, and we'll give away, like, we'll just be like nice and give away tickets. But this time, we only have one pair. So someone's going to win, and someone's going away empty-handed.
Yeah, this is a true contest.
Sorry.
I hate to tell you.
All right, we're going to put them on hold. Ronnie, you're being represented by me. Anna, you're represented by Kelly. It is a Rock and Rumble car advertisement edition. So we'll call it?
Oh,
okay.
Gosh.
Yep, slogans.
All right. Thick, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm going to give you the slogan. You just have to say the brand. Real simple. Okay. Ready?
Let's go.
The heartbeat of America.
Honda.
Heartbeat
of
Chevy.
America. Detroit.
Chevy. Chevy's correct.
Hey!
Chevrolet.
And I hope you don't want to go to this car show.
Honda.
All right.
Honda. Oh, go on.
The ultimate driving machine.
I don't know any of these. I don't know any of these. If they're jingles, give
Ferrari.
me a jingle. The ultimate driving machine.
Lambo. BMW.
Yes.
Hey! Got to be something luxury. Just start naming car brands.
How about, oh, what a feeling.
Honda, Toyota,
Ford.
Oh, yes.
She's just going to start naming
That's
brands.
it, because I don't know any of these.
I was just about to start singing. Oh, what a feeling.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
Ford.
Stop. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Think small.
Ford.
Think small.
Volkswagen.
Yes.
What? Come on. That's tied up, too.
Yeah, we're tied 2-2. All right. We are
Toyota.
driven. We are driven.
Ford.
We are driven.
Chevrolet.
Dodge.
Nope.
Camaro.
Lexus. Driven.
Camaro's not a brand.
We are driven.
Driven.
Oh, they're brands. Excuse me.
Jeep.
Nope.
Chrysler.
Hyundai.
No.
What are those ones they steal all the time? The other ones? The Kia. Kia.
No. We are driven.
We
Tesla.
are driven.
No.
Hang on. Hold on. We'll get this. We'll get there.
We are driven.
Kremlin.
All right, no. It's Nissan. Let's go to another one. About the only car you didn't say. Let's see here. How about
Saturn.
the best 4x4 by far?
Ford.
Model T.
Ford.
No.
Chevy.
The best 4x4 by far.
4x4.
Ram. Dodge 4x4. Jeep 4x4.
This is not a brand. Why did this show up on? This is not a brand.
Oh,
Land Rover. That's not a brand.
Land Rover's a brand.
That is a brand?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
It's not made by somebody?
No, Land Rover is Land Rover.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it going, wait a minute, this is a kind of vehicle.
Never would have gotten that.
All right, well, that's good. So we'll move on. All right, here we go. There is no substitute.
Ford.
There is no substitute.
Chevy.
No.
okay. Toyota, Honda, Acura,
Think higher
higher end,
Lexus.
BMW. A Mercedes. We're talking
Fiat, Lamborghini, Porsche.
Yes.
Hey.
That's it. Porsche. There is no substitute.
You said Porsche.
Is it Porsche or is it Porsche?
I would accept either.
Okay.
I won't.
I hear it.
Porsche. I got it.
I hear it
they
both
were talking
ways.
about Ellen's wife.
I hear it both
yeah.
ways. All right. Quality
Ford.
is job one. Yes.
Cheating! All right, last one. This is the tiebreaker.
We're all
it.
tied at 3.
3-3. Here we go.
Wait a minute.
By the way, it was quality is job one. Yes, that is Ford. All right. Let's go with it just feels right.
Nissan.
No, those are all Nissans. What am I doing?
It just feels right.
You know
Chevy.
okay. Let's see.
No, you said all those. It just feels right.
Let's see.
What?
Buick.
Oh, Cadillac.
Nope.
Oh, you know what just feels right? Let's see. A Honda.
This is pathetic.
It feels so right when you're driving a.
Quality radio right here.
You want me to go on to another one?
Yeah.
No, what are those? Oh, never mind.
It was Mazda.
Yeah, I was going to say Mazda because I drive a Mazda.
Oh. All
right.
You drive one?
Since I drive a Mazda, can I get a half point?
No.
You drive a Mazda?
I do.
All right. We'll see if we can break the tie here. The power of dreams.
What?
Honda.
Yes, it's Honda. Kelly's the winner.
I have never heard the power of dreams
Me neither.
before.
I had
Me
neither.
neither. Never.
And Honda doesn't bring you the power of dreams?
Have you ever driven a Honda?
Yes.
So have I. Yeah.
Ronnie, I'm sorry. I failed you. Anna, you are going to get a pair of tickets for All Out War Motorsports September 13th at Historic Crew Stadium, okay?
Awesome.
All right. Hang on 1 second.
How about one more? Quality. No, we did that one. Where'd it go? Oh, wouldn't you really rather have a
Volkswagen.
No.
Model.
You know that one?
Wouldn't you really rather have a Duster?
No.
It was
Dodge
Buick.
Avenger.
It was Buick.
Buick. Yeah.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
No, thank you.
Remember the Duster?
997 The Blitz. Welcome to your Friday. Going to be a great weekend. Going to be a high of 55 tomorrow. A few sun and clouds. Maybe a little sprinkle out east is what they're calling for. And tomorrow's the spring game, right?
Yes.
So
Spring
if
game.
you're heading out, decent football weather. Sunday, high of 61, mostly cloudy. It's an exciting weekend for me because here in just a couple minutes, Nora's loading up the car, a couple small suitcases, grab the boys, and the boys are coming to Columbus for the first time ever.
Nice.
As they prepare for the move after the school year is over. You know, Nora's been here a couple times, but bringing the boys down to check everything out. And we're going to visit a couple areas, drive by a couple houses, but mostly just kind of show them the city and what's going on. It is going to be their first time here. Later this afternoon, we're going to Kosai for the first time. Going to take the boys there. Going to go see the planet. What?
All right.
What?
Nothing.
There's some sort of disdain voice.
I mean, it's kind of boring. I like Kosai from my
Nostalgia.
memory of it when it was on Broad Street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it might be great. Kosai's great. Never mind. It's really nice. You should go there. You should go to Kosai. But
The exhibits look really cool. We're going to go see the planetarium show.
Okay, now that is cool. That is cool.
And they got
they got
hands-on
They
exhibits.
got the sharks going on right now, right?
That doesn't start till Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of arcade you could go to?
We're
beforehand?
taking the pins
Okay,
tonight. We're taking the pins.
Perfect.
We got some Dave and Buster's gift cards.
Okay.
So they're going to do that tomorrow while I'm out and about with the
Oh,
station
perfect.
for the tour to the temple at Pete's Cottage at Tipton Inn tomorrow afternoon. So they got things going on.
Okay.
But here's the deal. It's their first time. It's my first time to Kosai. It's their first time to Columbus. So I want to know, are you doing anything for the first time this weekend? First time Friday. Something you've never done before. It just happens to fall on this weekend.
I am.
800-821-9970. What are you doing for the first time this weekend,
I'm
Kelly?
not going COSA, I'll tell you that. No, I'm kidding. I love COSI. COSI is amazing. It totally is. I just don't want to educate your kids to death. I want them to have a little fun in Columbus, too. Like, we're really trying to sell Columbus. But you already have the fun stuff planned. So there we go. My new thing is my sister and brother-in-law are coming in from Oregon, and we are having a big brunch on Sunday at a new place for us called The Barn in Gahanna.
I hear that's fantastic.
I've not been there, but my brother-in-law's father is taking us all to brunch on Sunday.
Isn't that at Cameron Mitchell?
At the barn. I don't know. I just looked at pictures and it looks lovely.
Look delish.
Yeah. Maybe the boys would want to go there with me instead. Just kidding.
Hey, please, take them Sunday so Nora and I can have some alone time. No problem with that whatsoever. You want to take the boys, feel free.
Yeah, that's Cameron Mitchell.
Byron texted in and said, I'm actually using a gas-powered log splitter for the first time this weekend. So you just turn it on and just put the log in the middle, and the
that sounds dangerous.
Blade comes down, splits up the wood.
Do you have eye protection? Got some goggles?
Doesn't it move slow though? It's got like that. It's not like a super sharp spike. It just kind of points at the end and pushes through the log. I think that's what the log splitter does.
Yeah, I've seen that advertisement.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to
pretty cool.
That's got to make things so much easier.
It looks like it's
for sure.
For sure.
Would love to hear from you. First time Friday. So you're doing something for the very first time this weekend. Give us a call. Want to hear yours. It's 99.7 The Blitz. All right, first time Friday. What are you doing for the very first time this weekend? As I'm going to go to COSI for the first time this weekend. My stepsons are coming to Columbus for the first time this weekend.
Okay, I have some must-sees in COSI, by the way. I'm going to write you a list, because there are some cool stuff in there.
I mean, the website looked really cool.
It is neat. And the whole area is neat. It's on the, it's like the Scioto Mile. So if it's nice out, you can walk around down the Scioto River. It's absolutely gorgeous down there.
Okay.
It's a nice entry into Columbus life.
Very excited.
Somebody reminded me, I know they do have this, I think like once a month mentioned to check out COSI After Dark. It's for adults only. You know, they're serving drinks and...
Oh, I would absolutely
cool
do that.
Stuff going on, so...
Do you get to get it on like one of the sharks?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. Also, Gerald said that log splitter is the easiest thing in the world. His 13-year-old daughter does it all the time.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
You just put the log in, let it split, put a new log in, let it split. Let's see. Monica says, first time ever going to my youngest granddaughter's middle school. Oh, they got the musical going on.
Oh, nice.
She got the lead role in the musical.
Wow.
Cool.
Congrats.
High School Musical Junior. That's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Enjoy that, Monica. Let's see. I'm going walleye fishing up in the Maumee River, says Bob.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. You see these guys, they do that during the walleye run this time of year. You just look down the river. Fisherman after fisherman, a long line right down the river.
Oh,
just
really?
Like they are sick. They're just a few feet apart, every one of them, and it's just a
Straight down the line.
Straight down the line.
Oh, no. Jason is taking his son for the first time to go see the Minecraft movie. Can't wait to get the video of the chicken jockey breakout.
Chicken jockey!
And now they're taking confetti cannons.
Oh, I just saw a video this morning. And I think it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Because now that it's gone viral, this weekend, if
They're
you're going
ramping
to
it
see,
up.
Yeah.
They are going to be searching kids before they walk into that theater. You know they are. They're going to have to start doing searches because this is getting wild. It also looks like a total blast. If I had a kid and I took him to that Minecraft movie, I'd be really disappointed if nothing happened during Chicken Jockey.
Right?
You would be okay with being doused in popcorn and confetti
Yep, bring
for
it
Chicken
on.
Jockey.
That's part of why I'm going, because it sounds like it's approved kid mayhem.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's hurting anyone.
No. It's like
you got to make the kids clean it up after, because you shouldn't really put that on the theater.
I highly doubt any high school or middle school kids are hanging out
I doubt it.
afterwards to clean up.
But this is like the slime on Nickelodeon kind of thing. It's really it's good, innocent fun that they're having here. Except for the mess.
The slime is in the TV studio. They double dare. They plan for the slime.
Yeah.
This is not.
No, but I'm saying it's that kind of entertainment. It's honest and it's innocent entertainment.
Now wait for the melees and the fights to start breaking out during this. That may be on the way.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that. And I might get in a fist fight if someone's throwing popcorn and soda all over the place.
Or get hit in the face with a confetti cannon.
Yeah.
You might,
You know who loves this more than anybody? The people who made the Minecraft movie.
Oh, 100%. They're getting nothing but free publicity.
Unbelievable.
For sure. Let's see. Who else is doing something for the first time? I just saw a great one. Oh, Ryan says this Saturday, kicking off Saturday through Thursday, going to St. Louis, Baton Rouge, and Nashville, all for the first time. All great cities. I've been to all three. Have an amazing time, Ryan.
How about this one? Taking my 87-year-old grandma who just moved in with me to her first comedy show Sunday at the Funny Bone, seeing Frank Caliendo.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
Love that.
He's so good, too.
Yeah, he is very
you'll have a
good.
good time.
Tristan's going to scout for turkeys. Never been turkey hunting before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, scout for turkey? Like you just go pre-look?
Yeah, it's kind of like deer hunters. They go out and
recon.
check out the area and see what deer are out there running around.
Really?
Yeah. I do that fishing.
What?
Yeah.
You don't just go fishing?
No, not. I mean, just for fun. But if I'm going to fish a tournament the day before, I'll go out, bend my hooks in so I don't actually catch them, and I'm trying to get bit and feel that bite so I know where they are and what depth
They
they're
just
at for
hang
the
out where they are. They don't swim away from there.
Nope.
Wait,
Wow.
Not a day later.
Wait, you go out a day early.
Yeah. I go to different spots.
Right.
Try to figure out the depth that they're hanging out at and what they're feeding on. And when I can feel the bite on my bait, but they don't get hooked up because I got the hook bent in. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
so I don't
bent
catch
in.
them, and then I go back the next day and go to that spot and cast with the hook proper, and then I catch them.
Is that normal? Is that what fishing do?
The pros will fish 2 weeks on a lake before the tournament.
Really?
They'll spend 2 weeks searching that lake.
Oh, wait, but the fish just stay in the same area? They don't go swimming around the lake?
Not that close. Not when they're not the next day. No.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's the area they're at and hanging at and feeding in.
All right.
A month later they'll be somewhere else.
Interesting. Let's see. 9090. Oh, I'm sorry. Please go ahead. You got it.
That was the one I was going to read. Steve says, reconnected with my first love from high school before Christmas. I'm now visiting her in California. Never dated an ex and never been to California. So 2 firsts this weekend.
Nice.
Very nice.
First time dating an ex. Good luck. I mean, I hope it all works out.
Yeah.
Matt's going to go shoot machine guns with Ronnie Hunter.
Oh.
Where do you shoot machine
I don't know,
guns?
but I want to go do that for the first time with Ronnie Hunter tomorrow. Let's go.
I have done that before.
Where do you do it?
I have no idea, but outside of Colorado Springs, there is a guy. He's known as Dragon Man, and he has got a compound. I'm not kidding. This is a compound. It's got paintball. It's got a shooting range. He has got airport hangars full of old cars and old Army uniforms. But when you drive down the dirt road to get to his compound, he's got mannequins set up with bullet holes and warning signs. He sells machine guns. You can drive a tank.
Wow.
On his, he owns a tank. Yeah. So firing a machine gun for the first time, very exhilarating. For sure.
I feel like they don't do that at a normal shooting range. Or
Not normally.
Yeah.
You need special licensing for that. For sure.
A lot of people going to the spring game for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy. Have a good time. You need some football in your life. That's the way to do it. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Extensive security plans are in place for the Ohio State football spring game tomorrow. University police say tens of thousands of Buckeye fans will make their way to Ohio Stadium to get their first look at the defending national champs. OSU Police Chief Dennis Jeffrey says there will be plenty of officers on and around campus keeping an eye out for trouble. Jeffrey is asking fans to be patient getting in and out of the stadium, to use alcohol responsibly, and to be kind and courteous to fellow fans. Yeah, we're not mean to our own. What are you talking about? Are we? We're pretty nice to each other. Just say OH, you get an IO. We're all friends, right? Yeah, don't throw an opposing team in the mix. Then you get in trouble.
Goose, OH!
He won't do it.
No.
Don't force him to do that.
What happened to Spring Showcase? I thought it was the Spring Showcase.
I thought it was too, and then I read the article in the Dispatch this morning that said they decided to go back to the traditional name of Spring Game. I guess the
that
other one
marketing rebrand didn't take off, and they're like, everyone still called it the spring game.
Right.
Yep.
So they're like, all right, this is
We
useless.
ran that up the flagpole. Nobody saluted. So we're back to the spring game. The opposite of a supermoon is happening this weekend. It's called a micromoon.
Don't talk about me that way.
I tell you.
Well, that definitely ain't my ass.
It'll make an appearance Saturday night, tomorrow night. It will be a full moon, but it appears much smaller and dimmer than usual because the moon is at its furthest point from Earth. 2 people were rescued from the back of a U-Haul this week after a man trapped them inside the back of the U-Haul and then led police on a chase through Santa Fe, New Mexico. The 2 people, a man and a woman, they were a couple, they reported that they were helping this 50-year-old man out. His name is Stacy Walker. They were helping Stacy clean out the truck when Stacy Walker suddenly slammed the rear door shut on the U-Haul, locked them in. He got into the driver's seat and took off. The couple says they were thrown around in the back of the truck, but they were screaming and pounding on the inside of the truck. And a neighbor heard the ruckus, called 911 for a welfare check inside this moving U-Haul. So police found the U-Haul. Then this huge chase ensued. They were using stop sticks. They flattened all 4 tires, finally got this thing to stop on a sidewalk. And they found the man and the woman in the back. They had minor injuries, but are otherwise okay. They arrested Stacy Walker, who is now facing kidnapping, assault, and fleeing charges.
We did that one time, like 20 years ago, Jackass style.
You did?
Yeah. Had a bunch of friends in the back of the U-Haul and then went driving around.
Slammed the door shut.
Yeah,
and
went driving around an empty parking lot.
Are you still friends?
Still friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Everybody's a good
That's what
sport.
you do when you're 21, 22.
I guess so.
See who can stay on their feet the longest and throw them around the back of a U-Haul.
Yeah.
But that was willingly. Don't put people back there unwillingly and go driving around.
Yeah, you'll catch that kidnapping charge. All right, those are your 3 things.
Hey, who isn't looking to make a little extra money nowadays? I mean, come on. And if you don't mind dealing with astronaut poo, NASA's offering $3 million. That's right. Due to space exploration, there are 96 bags of human poo on the moon.
What?
Apollo astronauts left the poo behind to lighten the spacecraft, but now NASA is looking for another solution, and it's willing to pay $3 million. They're going to be reviewing applications of the Lunar Recycle Challenge to see which contestant came up with the best way to recycle human waste on the moon. They are committed to sustainable space exploration, and we prepare for future human space missions. We'll need to consider how to minimize various waste streams, including solid waste. So, they are hoping to develop some sort of great prototype to take care of human poo.
How long were our astronauts up there?
I don't know.
96 bags?
Wait, that is a great question. We only know about the momentary spacewalk.
Yeah.
How long were they hanging up there pooping?
96 bags.
96 bags of human excrement?
You said all from the Apollo.
How long did it take him to get there?
Oh, right. Okay, so you have the trip there.
Right.
And then you have the time spent there.
There's not an outhouse on the moon they were pooing in. It's about the trip there.
Okay.
And so they unloaded the poo because it still weighs something. So they had to lighten the load, exchange it for moon rocks, and then come on back.
Okay,
So-
it only took them 75 hours and 49 minutes to get there. How many astronauts were on this thing? 50 to get all that poo?
So again, how long were they there?
So it took them 3.5 days to get there?
Okay, the entire mission from launch to return to Earth lasted 8 days, 3 hours, and 18 minutes. Like, these guys were really going to town on the toilet.
I mean, that's over 10 bags a day. It's 12 bags a day.
Okay, so we have Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. 3 guys.
So 4 times a day. 3 guys each.
Maybe the lack of gravity really does a number on your system.
Moving.
Yeah.
What is astronaut food like? Is it
Right.
just like
It's
run
running
through?
right
I should say they must have been eating well to be able to go that much.
Well, if you've got an idea about how to get rid of poo in space,
Okay, is it in some kind of non-biodegradable plastic sitting up there? Like, what are the bags made of? Because won't it all just eventually
This was a long time ago.
disintegrate?
couldn't you just chuck it upwards if you're on the moon?
And then it'll just
keep
orbit
going?
the Earth.
Yeah.
It'll just orbit the Earth for life.
Hit it with a golf club. See who can hit it the farthest.
Yeah,
It'll be great.
Ooh.
Yeah, open it up so it gets solidified in the vacuum, and then just why wouldn't you do that? Or get it's almost like snowballs, get in a poo fight.
Right.
Just pack it in nice and tight.
No.
Chuck it. I mean, I don't know. Can't you just roll down the window in the
No.
No?
No.
You can't roll down the space shuttle window and chuck it out the window?
No, you can't do that.
And then it's just, that'd be a really good, like, B horror movie, though. Yeah. All the space poo comes together and you get hit by a poo asteroid. Oh, yeah. Call the movie Asteroids.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely a B movie.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Anyways, you want to make $3 million, get in touch with NASA and their development of a functional prototype poo recycling system. And make yourself rich. 98.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, let's see here. Your not so breaking news this morning. Unfortunate incident where a penguin caused a helicopter crash in South Africa. I can't believe this is a story, but this actually happened. Apparently, they were transporting a penguin in a cardboard box. And so it was sitting on the lap of the passenger in the helicopter. And I don't know if the passenger wasn't paying attention or what happened, but the penguin decided they didn't want to be in the box anymore. So they started flapping, moving about. And so the box tipped over off of the passenger's lap, hit the control stick that the pilot was holding, which then turned the helicopter on its side, and they came crashing to the ground. Now, thankfully, no one was injured in this melee. Everyone was fine, including the penguin. But, really? You got a penguin causing airplane crashes now?
They're mean. I told you I got pecked by a penguin once out of nowhere. I was being nice and petting it. And the kindest you could ever be to a penguin. And that MFer turned around and pecked me so hard on the back of the hand it drew blood.
Your hand smelled like food. What is he going to
I don't think so. I think it's
Are
just
they usually mean? I thought they've got like penguin exhibits that you can like go and feed the penguins.
No,
and
like the
sit there.
zoo brought it in. Like this was supposed to be one you could pet.
Not so much?
Not today. Not then.
Publishers Clearinghouse. We all remember seeing the commercials where they show up, knock on your door, and all of a sudden they're handing you a check for $1 million. I mean,
Never.
they've been around for 72 years.
Ed McMahon.
Yeah, the prize sweepstakes has been around for 72 years and, of course, became very popular in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. However, you know what? Funny in the article. Contrary to popular belief, Publishers Clearinghouse never worked with Ed McMahon.
They didn't?
No,
he was with the other one.
American Family Publishers.
Yes.
From 77 to 99. What's
right.
that? What's that called? That's not a MacGuffin. That's the what's that called where we all remember one thing but it never really happened?
I know what you're talking about. It is a
Darn it.
because shoot. It's like the Berenstain Bears. Everybody remembers it as something.
Mandela
the Mandela
effect.
effect.
Yes.
Mandela effect. That's
Good
it.
put in. Anyways, back to the Publishers Clearinghouse. Sad day because they are filing for bankruptcy. It's all over with. They made the announcement saying they're finalizing a shift away from its legacy business. However, they're hoping to become a pure digital advertising company with free-to-play entertainment online. I don't know what that means, but that's where they're shifting to. They did say that the Prize Patrol team will continue to deliver awards throughout the bankruptcy process, but they're going to have to get creative with their financing because the current liabilities have them underwater. So how are you still going to give away money
Right.
if you're currently underwater?
No, they'll take your money, probably some type of gambling thing, but they're not handing any out.
I don't understand how that works.
Never
Yeah, but it's
brought
like
me anything.
Yeah. I feel like the whole thing's fake. Anyway,
I agree with you.
I do.
I agree with you.
I don't know anybody who's
100%.
ever in the history of Publishers Clearinghouse, other than the fake commercials of them surprising homeowners with balloons
Right.
and a giant check.
Yep.
Have I ever known anybody to win Publishers Clearinghouse?
Not a single person.
It's fake.
And finally, a 45-year-old woman in Utah by the name of Anna Mae Martinez was arrested on Wednesday after leading police on a high-speed chase. Here's the deal. Officers clocked her at 120 miles per hour, which started the pursuit, obviously. Troopers attempted twice to spike her tires, and on the second time, they actually succeeded and flattened her tires. She spun out, had to pull over.
Good.
Now, here's the thing. Unfortunately, after the blowout, she did not get out of the car. She did not respond to the officers surrounding, and the officers didn't know what to do. It was a bit of a standoff.
Yeah.
I mean, this turned into like a 40-minute standoff. Well, unbeknownst to the officers, Anime, who had the flat tires, decided to call AAA to come help her fix the tire.
That's great.
Now,
They're fast, but they might not be that fast.
someone actually, I don't know if it was AAA or if Anime actually said, hey, I'm being surrounded by officers and they flattened my tires. But someone at AAA forwarded the phone call to the police. The police patched through the phone to talk to Anime and finally were able to convince her to come out of the vehicle after a 40-minute standoff, and she was arrested and charged with reckless driving and failing to stop for police.
I like the effort.
Yeah.
100%.
She's being creative. I like it.
Give it a try. See what happens. Look,
Yes.
that's what AAA is there. Fix your flat tires. However, you can't do it while you're in a police standoff. That's your not-so-breaking news, 99.7 The Blitz. All right, for all the parents out there, I guarantee 100% of parents at some point have said a string of words that they never thought would come out of their mouth before. Whether you've got a young child, a toddler, or, in this case, 2 teenagers. Because the other day, I got a series of screenshots from Nora. She's got a text group just called The Boys. So it's her, the 16-year-old, and the 13-year-old. And so she sends me this series of screenshots in a conversation that they had. The first one from Nora goes out to the boys and says, "Good evening. Please reply with your name and age." And they both go, "What?" She says, "Just do it." So Adam replies, "Adam 13. Brendan replies, "Brendan 16. And the next is a picture of the toilet with the toilet seat down. And on the toilet seat, you can clearly see a good 4 or 5 dry dribbles.
Okay.
And she says to them, "So, you're old enough to know you shouldn't pee on the seat, or if you do, clean it up. First of all, why are you peeing with the seat down?
It was an accident.
Lift the seat."
I feel like you're expecting the seat to be up, and you accidentally just start to whiz a little bit, dribble, and then you're like, shoot. Look what I've done.
Okay. Well, at 13 and 16, you're old enough to rip off a piece of toilet paper and wipe it up.
Agreed.
Don't leave it sitting there, clear as day. And then, of course, after she sends the picture and says, "You're both old enough to not pee on the seat," then, of course, the argument begins. "Well, it wasn't me. Brendan, speak up." And then Brendan says, "I was home for 3 hours and all I did was nap." Adam says, "Me too." So nobody knows who does it then. Nobody knows who's the guilty pleasure.
There's an obvious person to throw under the bus, and that's you. You were home last weekend.
Yeah, but this was in the middle of the week.
Okay.
So there's
right,
no way
way
it sat there. And I
would
also
have tried
know,
it. If I was a kid, I would have tried it.
Okay. I also know to lift the seat up. And then, of course, I haven't been home since this morning. And Brendan, I love the younger one calling out, "Brendan, lock in. Admit it was you." Just throwing each other under the bus. Nora replies, "If it happens again, I'm changing the Wi-Fi password and telling no one." And you guys get to scrub the toilets and floors every single day. And then, to top it off, she sends a couple of videos from YouTube, adult potty training and potty training in 5 days.
Oh, my gosh.
Great response. Great response.
That is a great response.
You never thought you'd have to tell teenagers not to pee on a toilet seat. So I want to know, 800-821-9970 or 99-700. Do you remember a time you had to blurt words out like, "Don't stick coins in the dog's ear"? Like, you've said some really strange stuff. Thick, you've got a few kids. Do you remember back in the day ever having to, like, say, you're like, "I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth"?
Why were you licking the butter tub?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not words you think you would ever have
Nope.
to say.
Nope.
Why were you licking the butter
Like
tub?
just taking the lid off and licking the top of the butter tub. Licking the butter right off.
Like the country crock
Yes,
or whatever?
yes.
Just licking the butter.
Yes.
Was there an answer to that? Did they think it tasted good?
I guess so.
800-821-9970. What's that one thing that you had to say that you just couldn't believe the words came out of your mouth? Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
This is Derek.
Derek, what words as a parent did you have to say you never thought the words would come out of your mouth before?
How did you eat the top button of your hat?
That little nubbin on the top of a baseball hat.
I called my son's school nurse laughing, trying to keep it together to tell me that he somehow accidentally ate it. But it'll be fine. It'll probably just pass.
It'll pass, right? Absolutely. How many parents had to deal with something passing? Don't worry, it'll just pass. Oh,
It's just a phase.
yeah. Oh my God. Thanks for the call, man. Jessica says you can't say underlay in the middle of a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, andale.
Andale. She spelled it underlay. Andale in the middle of a Mexican restaurant. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. 800-821-9970, 99-700. Love to hear from the parents out there on that one time you had to say something you just can't believe those words came out of your mouth. 99.7 The Blitz. If you're a parent, there is a 100% chance you've had to do this at some point, and that is putting together a string of words you never thought you would have to say before. And the texts are just rolling in. Jeremy says, I had to text my 15-year-old son, you have 15 minutes to get my car back here before I call the sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
I remember my dad used to sleep like a couple hours at a time. He'd be up at all hours of the night. He'd wake up for a couple hours, go back to bed. And one night I took the car when I was 15, and I came back to sneak in, and he was in the living. We had a very small house. He was in the living room, like writing letters. I had to go sleep in the car for a little bit.
Oh, wait for him to go to sleep.
Yep.
Ellie
absolutely.
said had to tell our 8-year-old that the closet cannot be used as a bathroom, even if you have an empty bucket in there.
Yeah, you can't do that. Brian from Hilliard said, stop eating the dog's food.
Yeah. Steve said yogurt drops on the floor. Then he has to say, don't lick the floor, Davis. Go grab a napkin.
I'd be so mad if I look over and the kid's just on all fours licking the yogurt up off the floor. Stacy had to say, stop biting the dog.
Yeah. Okay.
I could see that.
Mr. Bigglesworth said his wife used to say, stop eating the bark off the tree.
You're not supposed to do that.
You're not.
Aaron, this one would, I'd be so
Goose would lose
mad. I would lose my mind. Aaron had to tell his kid, you can't just go touching other people's nipples.
Oh, yes. You cannot. Melissa says, stop climbing the blinds.
Yep. Rebecca, we don't put our spaghetti between our toes. That would drive me nuts. Let's see. Put the knife down. Don't stab your brother, says Bobby.
Okay.
Can't go stabbing people's brothers. It's wrong.
Amber says, why did you stick that Barbie doll shoe up your nose?
Oh, God. All right. Gosh. This one kind of tops them all. Tara said, stop playing with the dog's balls.
What? What?
They're just hanging there.
You can't.
What do you do? Just walk up. You just walk up behind the dog and you're like, tickle, tickle, tickle,
These
tickle,
nuts.
They're begging to be touched, man.
What?
That's why you get your dog fix.
Yeah.
So your kids don't play with the dogs.
Yeah, you don't want them flopping around. The dog's like, hey, I'm okay with this.
He rolls over on his back. He's all spread out.
Got no problem with it whatsoever.
Yeah, rub my belly.
Lower. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Reynoldsburg City Schools have notified 51 teachers that they will be let go. The district is trying to save more than $8 million after a levy failed in November. The district also has increased fees for kids to play sports. It is now $500 for high school students to play sports, $400 for middle schoolers.
Are you serious?
That is their pay to play in Reynoldsburg. That is outrageous. That's a really high price to pay for sports.
That is crazy.
My gosh.
And how many kids are not getting to play now? Because their parents just can't afford that.
Oof. A grand jury yesterday indicted a Columbus charter school teacher for allegedly offering to pay a high school student to kill her husband. We talked about this back when it happened. 44-year-old Stephanie Demetrius is facing 1 count of conspiracy and 1 count of violating a protection order. Demetrius was a substitute teacher at the Academy for Urban Scholars. She was arrested after the teenager's mother saw the messages between the two and contacted police. And Stephanie Demetrius is still in custody. I don't know if this is a possible lawsuit, but it seems outrageous to me. 2 weeks ago, a British couple on a Ryanair flight from Spain to Bristol, England. The wife, 55 years old, her name's Anne-Marie Murray. She ordered some snacks for the flight. Pringles, a bottle of water, and a Coke for about $9. And when she went to pay, the in-flight payment system wasn't accepting her credit card. So the crew went to get another payment machine or whatever. So she popped open the snacks while she was waiting to pay for her snacks. Her card wouldn't work on the second one either. So they were like, do you have cash? And they were both searching their wallets and everything. They did not have $9 between them in cash. So the husband said, hey, as soon as we land, let me get to the ATM. I'll get your money and bring it right back.
Right.
And they said no. And they said, as a matter of fact, we're just considering you as refusing to pay.
What?
And we are going to contact the police and they will meet you when we land. And that is exactly what happened. Police boarded the flight, escorted this couple off. Now, the woman said the police officers were very nice. And the couple was like, can we just go to an ATM and get the money we need to pay for these snacks? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So they took them to the ATM, got the money out, paid the bill. And then the flight crew was trying to tell the police that the couple was being disruptive. And they're like, no, nobody even raised their voices here. They're like, can we please have the in-flight camera footage? We would like to see that.
Right.
Because we didn't do anything. And they said, no, we're not allowed to release the footage. So these guys were just being D-bags.
And what airline was this?
This was Ryanair.
That is
from
crazy.
Spain to England.
Was the entire crew having a bad day?
I don't know, but I feel like it's embarrassing. And then another person who was on the plane, another passenger, said, yeah, I flew Ryanair last week and they were having trouble with their payment system. So it looked like sort of a trend. The other people were trying to help them out, and it's like...
I'd be reaching out to Ryanair corporate for sure.
That feels like, maybe not a lawsuit, but you need to give me a flight voucher or something.
That's super iffy.
That's really embarrassing, especially when they offered to just get the money when they landed.
It's not like they're trying to run.
Right.
They're going to pay.
Right.
That's unbelievable.
Anyway, those are your 3 things.
Great day to celebrate tomorrow because it's Record Store Day. Always a good time to visit your favorite local store and pick up some music. They always got some great deals. And, of course, they've got some exclusives as well. And we're here with Greg Hall and Aaron Beck from Used Kids Records. Thank you so much for coming down, guys.
Sure, thanks.
This is amazing. Always love Record Store Day. How long has it been around? It's been around for a little bit, but it's still, I would call it somewhat new, right?
1986.
Oh,
that was the first
really
year of
been
Record
that
Store?
long?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I thought you were asking about the shop.
No. Record Store Day as a whole.
2008.
Okay, yeah.
That makes more sense.
Obviously, we've seen this kind of resurgence in vinyl. I think it's the greatest way to listen to music. I don't know. I've probably got 75 or so at the house. How many did you say you have, Thick?
300 to 400. I lost a few in a flood a couple years back. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start off with this. Used Kids Records, obviously going to be a big day tomorrow. What's so special about Used Kids Records?
Been around since 1986. We do a lot of cool stuff at the shop, meet and greets, live shows at the store. But obviously the day in, day out reality of the shop is selling records, selling vinyl. We sell CDs, cassettes, other formats too, but really vinyl is king.
Yeah.
It has been for quite some time.
Kelly Quint said she used to buy and sell stuff there, during college. When she went to Ohio State, she was always in there buying and selling records.
Get money for coffee and donuts at Buckeye Donuts, right?
You're okay with people bringing in, buy albums off of people and stuff?
All the time, every day.
Always looking for that rare find?
Yep. They bring, a lot of times they bring in their old records so they can buy some new records. Literally, we have people that are bringing in used records so they have cash to buy the records tomorrow for Record Store Day.
Aaron, what is it about vinyl you think that, obviously, like I said, it's kind of having its resurgence has over the past few years. What is it about vinyl over the other forms?
Just when you guys saw the records we brought in today, your eyes lit up.
Yes.
You can get stuff, obviously any way you want these days. But it's nice to have something in your hands, especially CD's good, cassette's good still, but there's nothing like having
There's something about holding on to it. There's something about sliding it out of the sleeve. There's something about dropping the needle.
And the stuff inside. I mean, so many people can't tell you the name of members of bands they love. They can't. Some of them can't even tell you the band of a song they love because they never saw the album. You get the who's in the band. You get the lyrics. You get artwork. There's so much cool stuff in albums.
Liner notes are a big deal.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, as an older person, I mean, I can remember having one record or cassette or whatever and studying every single person who was involved in making the record, from the engineer to the
producer,
the people who were thanked from the band.
And I would have to say one of the top 5 greatest sounds of all time is just that. When you put the needle down, that initial little static click.
Put the needle on the record.
It's unbelievable. So as it happens throughout most years for Record Store Day, they do Record Store Day releases. And you actually brought a stack. So just to give you a little rundown of what I'm looking at right here. Tomorrow, these are all being released tomorrow. Rage Against the Machine, live on tour in 1993. Record Store Day. I mean, this is unreleased stuff, unmixed, live raw. This is going to be an unbelievable album. Stone Temple Pilots, live in New Haven 1994. Record Store Day exclusive. Eddie Vedder's got a new album. Chevelle has got a Record Store Day exclusive. Motor Tape, high fidelity live recording. Black Sabbath has got one. I mean, Judas Priest has got red vinyl. Here's the other thing about vinyl, is what you can do with the vinyl. You've got that space, including what I'm looking at here, this special Motley Crue photo album.
A picture disc.
Yeah, it's got the entire group on the album.
I don't know if that one's leaving here today with you guys. It might be going home with me.
What a cool picture. I mean, and then, I love this. Music from the motion picture Top Secret. Remember the movie Top Secret?
Yes.
It's all Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
That's great. Cal, I remember that. I remember that.
Great.
It's another fun thing with Record Store Day, or some of the, almost novelty records they put out. So, a lot of soundtracks come out.
Yeah. There's a Bluey record coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Bluey record?
We have several copies.
Yeah.
Kids Wiggles in there, too?
Yeah.
Aaron, what's the rarest album you have in your collection?
In my collection? Boy, that's a good question. Boy, I don't know. Probably an Accept bootleg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Greg, what about you?
A Lou Reed Metal Machine Music 8-track.
Oh.
What is that?
What?
Yeah, what? Really? Exactly.
I have the Australian import of Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is the only album that featured Jailbreak. It's on the It's on the Australian import of Dirty Deeds. It's not on the American import.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome. All right, let's give the breakdown. Record Store Day tomorrow. Used Kids Records. All kinds of great releases. Where can people find you if they want to go shopping for Record Store Day?
2500 Summit Street. There will be a line that will start probably today at 8 o'clock at night, but we open at 8 a.m. Saturday tomorrow morning.
You're expecting a line to start tonight.
Every Record Store Day, it's hundreds of people that will get in line.
For real?
Yep.
12 hours they'll be in line?
Like the new iPhone coming out, line up?
Holy,
same idea.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
It's the new version of standing in line for concert tickets.
Yeah. What is it?
Those days.
Yeah, what is it about Record Store Day that brings that many people out, especially in the willing to wait overnight?
Well, the reality is, while we're talking primarily about hard rock or metal here at the Blitz, the reality is for Record Store Day, it's a very broad tent.
Yeah.
And I was joking about the Bluey 7-inch. There will be people that will get in line because they want that for their kid. There's Taylor Swift. There's Grateful Dead. I mean, it's a very broad. There's a lot of jazz titles.
Just everything.
Yeah, it's cool because records are not just rock or whatever. I mean, there's country, so it's a very, very broad tent. So because it's such a big tent, that's why all these people
fans from all genres lining up, ready to go.
Exactly, and there's a social aspect to it too. People hang out. They go get a 6-pack of beer and stand in line or get a coffee or whatever, and they're chatting with friends in line. What are you in line for? I'm in line for this, and they'll chat about music.
Got the sleep bags out there, kept a couple Z's.
That's right.
Good to
lawn
go.
chairs, the whole bit.
All right. Well, check out Used Kids Records. Store opens at 8 a.m., but obviously be prepared to wait in line. Be prepared for a packed store.
Yep.
But but sitting there and just flipping through, could spend hours doing that.
Hours,
It's
that's
unbelievable. Greg, Aaron, thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Record
guys.
Store Day tomorrow. If you're into vinyl, this is the day to go shopping, get some new music, get some exclusives. It's going to be great.
2500 Summit Street in Columbus.
Yep.
Check it out.
Yep.
99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. I highly recommend taking one of these little tidbits of information, and if you're going to the bar this weekend and you're single, use it as a pickup line. Like,
All right.
hey, did you know? Hey, did you know that deaf people have actually been known to use sign language in their sleep?
And, come on. Instead of talking in their sleep,
Yeah.
they're signing in their sleep.
I mean, there are people that move in their sleep, so
Okay.
why wouldn't you?
All right. All right.
Makes sense. There are 6 states where you can actually sue someone if they have an affair with your spouse that leads to a divorce. If they're the reason you're getting divorced because of the infidelity, you can actually sue the other person.
I thought I read where New York was trying to do that, or
All right. Well, right
Are
now
they on
there's only 6 states.
That's not one of them?
No.
Okay.
Hawaii, North Carolina, Mississippi, New Mexico, South Dakota, and Utah.
Not the 6 I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, and very random. It's not like it's all in one area.
Right.
It's not like, the Southwest really hates adultery and we're going to allow you to sue the other person. No, it's all over the place. The CS in C.S. Lewis, the famous author, stands for Clive Staples. Clive Staples Lewis was his name.
Okay.
Speaking of standing for things, do you know what the E in Chuck E. Cheese stands for? What his middle name is?
I do.
What is it?
Entertainment.
Yes. Charles Entertainment Cheese. That sounds like he should be wearing a monocle.
Yes. Yes.
I am Charles Entertainment Cheese.
The mouse version of the guy from Monopoly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And finally, Marilyn Manson and Macy Gray, both successful musicians, have gone on to levels of success in their own right. Well, Marilyn Manson and Macy Gray went to high school together in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where he's from.
They didn't know each other, but they went to high school together. A couple of breakout stars from Canton, Ohio.
Yeah. Manson had an interesting childhood,
to say the least.
Yeah. He was brought up, going to Catholic school, but he'd go down in his grandfather's basement and see the craziest sex magazines and sex toys. And
right.
He was so confused.
Yeah. You don't get to be that way without some confusion in your life, for sure.
Those lyrics came from somewhere.
Right. There you go, learning some stuff on a Friday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.